Hello everybody, welcome to Breakmonker versus Purple Chest in the Team England Virtual Grand Tour. We unfortunately missed the first couple of the turns, so we're watching these on replay now. I nearly said George St. Pierre. I've got Green Skin Phil and Purple Chest in the chat here with me. And PC won the toss, chose to receive, and he's did a very nice anti-blitz setup. The best anti-blitz setup there is, in fact.
Well, he doesn't have frenzy, so the ones on the front, on the edges, could have been one to the side.
Yes.
There's no real way to attack that line of scrimmage without a guard, so there's no point in trying to do it and just end up in a mess. So, put a dodger on it and move everything else, and then dodge off last.
Yep. Lovely jubbly.
Short kick.
Brilliant coaching. Oh, right. Okay, so first things first, instant dude forward.
Yeah, can get someone into the backfield, why not?
Yeah.
Can tie up the left edge with a nice little blitz there, which either way should still leave it in a nice safe screen.
And didn't re-roll the pickup.
And didn't re-roll the pickup. Now, do you want to pause here, Jim, and I'll explain why?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, even though I've got 4 re-rolls, I figure he's going to come around the right-hand edge. I had completely forgotten that I hadn't dodged the blunter off in the middle.
Right.
So I figure he's going to come around the right-hand edge, and even though he'll get pressure on the ball, maybe even pick up the ball, there's a good chance he overcommits to it, and I get to pick the ball up and disappear up my left-hand edge, virtually unopposed.
Right.
So I thought, actually, I'm going to risk it. I think it's far enough away that even if he gets to it or gets it, I can get it back. There's plenty of players he won't be able to mark, or that will be able to just 1 in 36 away to do stuff and sort it all out. So I figured, actually, I'll keep the 4th re-roll, and I will let him overcommit down my right flank and then disappear up my left flank.
Oh dear. But unfortunately, this was on the LOS.
Anyone that's seen the rest of the game knows that isn't how it works out.
No, or who can see the board as well. Yes, that was a bit of a mistake. Didn't even need to do it with the Ogre. This was a bit greedy, right? The Ogre could have messed it up.
Yeah, I thought it was greedy doing it with the Ogre. But it's 3 dice, so it's not the end of the world, is it? But, a blockless block. But it does open the whole thing up for him, and then he's obviously straight through. So yeah, I should have had a second think about it and thought, no, I need to re-roll that pickup.
Yes.
But, in a game I may not have, it may have snaked, so dealing with this situation still felt not an unreasonable ask.
Yeah, I mean, you could have also played safer, right? This blitzer could have come over, and then this guy could have come there. You'd have had the screen, so you wouldn't even need to dodge it off first. You could have gone for the...
Yeah, exactly. So I should have just moved one more player, either the dodge off or the blitzer on the far right before I did the pickup, you're right. But I didn't hate this position even as this turn all happens. I still think, right, he is doing exactly what I said. He's denuding the left-hand side, over-committing down that central corridor. As long as I get the ball back, he's completely screwed.
Yeah, this is kind of where we came in, so obviously...
so he needs just a 2+ dodge, a 3+ dodge, which he makes somehow on a 2. So I think he used his re-roll there, and then just picks up, naked on the catcher. But I've got plenty of L's around there. I've got a blitzer that can 2+ and hit it. So, and then if that doesn't do, then the runner, the leader, will have 2 die on him as well. So I've got plenty of dice on it.
Oh, I'm not confident about this at all. This looks horrible to me. I would not be confident at this stage.
Well, assuming I'm hitting from the right as you look, Jim, then the ball will go somewhere to the central or left, where all of my elves are, and I can just screen him off. But I snake that dodge.
I get it, but you've got to do. I think you've got to do rush as well. Have you 4, 5, 6, 7? Yeah, so
it's
2
2+2+ with a re-roll for each. So I figured 4 re-rolls, 2 2+s, for 2 die into 2 die. Reasonably confident of securing that ball, and as I said, the whole left is then mine. And I'm away in the backfield, and he's never catching me. So I thought
you've
it was
got a lot of confidence,
taking.
Pete. I'll give you that. You've got a lot of confidence because this is a disaster and it's horrible, and you're on the verge of losing. Like that's how I'd be thinking. And
but you're a lot more negative than me, Jim. As I said, I think there's a reasonable plan here that just sorts it all out.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair to Dave here, right, apart from the first turn position, which is why we've ended up here, I'd feel fairly good about that left-hand side if you can dislodge the ball as well, right?
Then the leader picks it up, runs up and hands it to the blitzer, and I'm gone.
I mean, you've got 2 dice on the ball. If after 2 2+s, if you get a both down, it can go to you can get really bad scatters of both down. You don't have more stuff around. You really disconnect.
Yeah, I do. The witch,
really
the witch, and the
horrible.
other elf on the right can come around that tackler. It's in a decent position, but not brilliant. And all the stuff on the left can get down involved. So I'm really not as worried by it as you clearly were, Jim.
Oh my god, there's a snake, and they're just instantly going to get either an entire human drive or an instant touchdown, whichever he prefers. Hello, GSP.
Hello, Jim. Good evening, everybody. Yes, this looks like a nightmare start for Dave here, so maybe we'll be able to scan back through the dice log or get the thoughts afterwards. But certainly, as far as adversity training for our Dark Elves Supremo here, this is going to be an interesting one, because looking pretty desperate with 2 guard and the Mighty Blow presumably coming in to pound someone straight away here, right?
Yes, this is glorious, isn't it? You get to smash the leader, then you get to mighty blow the other dude, and just have a full cage. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't score early here. There's no need, is there? Just bunker up in their half. This is just incredible.
Yeah, no,
You've just got 2 offenses.
I mean, yeah, half the team already seem like they're through the line already, right? Presumably the Ogre can create a slightly bigger hole here as well. So.
More than half the team. The whole team's in PC's half, isn't it? Not one guy isn't, and everyone else is in his half. It's outrageous.
I'm going to presume because of the blitzer in the backfield, right? This was a snake. This wasn't a blitz. Because what's that Dark Elf doing up there otherwise?
I mean, he could have moved him there thinking, I'll get the ball off him and it'll be good. But yeah, I mean, who knows?
I suppose so.
We can watch the replay afterwards, watch the first couple of turns on the replay.
yeah. But humans are really interesting ones still, so I know obviously Goo has played humans in every round that he's played for. During the Grand Tour so far, we had Punchy Milk Rage Fist, fantastic NAF name, on it this weekend for TNT out at Tillian, and they performed really well, really solid. They get an awful lot of stuff, right? But by the looks of it, when the game starts like this, don't need much, right?
No, this is, it wouldn't really matter what they had right now. This is a ludicrous thing, and I mean, there was a snake there from PC, wasn't there? So he's also got 2 rerolls, and I think he starts with 4. So probably it was a snake.
Yeah, I think it's only he likes to play with 4 normally, but I think it's only 3 with the Dark Elf build in this rule set. But I mean, Dave is gonna have to get some pressure on this here, right? Because otherwise, this is a hell of a position to start off with. Still got opportunities to certainly have a go at the ball potentially if he can get some pressure on here, but he's got to get some players back, definitely.
Yeah. Safe moves first.
Safe moves first, absolutely. But for all those that have said that we might have some Team England dice going on here on early blitzers and stuff, this appears to be the exact opposite.
Yes, yeah. It'll be interesting to watch the replay of the first few turns. It's not a loss yet, Nagma. I mean, there's plenty that can happen, right? At the end of the day, it's PC number 1, and number 2, it's Dark Elves. There's a long way to go, so. He's not going to give up. He's going to battle as hard as he can for the rest of the game. This is like, this was a little bit poor by Breakmonker not having guards on the opposite corners, because that was a dodge in, 5+ dodging for 2D. He started off, he put the guard there, and then realised he was going to, wasn't perfect, so he messed around, but it did leave this open, so interesting.
Yes, with the failure, right? Presumably should be able to expedite this and at least get another turn out. I would have said the ball presumably is going to go through.
You've got to stall it out.
Yeah,
you don't want a few more turns. You've got to stall this out, right? You've started in his half on his drive. Like, you have to just start this. I think you have to stall this out.
Yeah. So maybe coming backwards with the ball by the looks of it here then. Is the
Yeah, interesting. I don't know what he's done now. It looked, the fact he's used 3 players already, and these guys are like bullied out of it, means he might be scoring, but I feel like he shouldn't have done.
Well, like I say, with you, no, the guard are all close to activated, right? So we're not going to get guard on the corners certainly this turn either. There's some decent pressure from Dave, definitely.
He's got
I think the ball's coming. Coming backwards, isn't it?
He can beat everything off. He just needs to hit the witch elf. He needs to power the witch elf. Essentially, that's all he has to do. Just power the witch elf. In fact, he can trap it in between the guards. Yeah, trap it in between the guards, then bring this guy, and then punch these 2. Yeah, trap the witch. It's a bit dodgy. Because obviously PC is going to go for this, but I don't feel.
Yeah,
like
I don't think.
Oh.
Don't think Pete. Oh my goodness!
All right.
There we go. All right.
Man, you've kind of got to apple that, even if it doesn't work. Even though it might not work, you still kind of had to apple that. I don't think PC will feel bad about that. I mean, he'll feel bad about what happened, but not the decision.
Yeah. Yes, I can't see Dave being cock a hoop with this so far.
No.
I think again, right? If assuming this was snake into snake to start his drive, then yeah, it's a hell of a position. But yeah, without seeing that first couple of turns, we don't know how much dice were dependent on it. But again, by the uphill here, right, with the witch, presumably.
Yes. Yeah. Uphill into uphill.
Into 2D on.
Into 2D on the ball.
Into 2D on the ball. We've got the wrestle piece there. Hopefully, it comes out with the ability to recover and then punt it forward to those dark elves on the left, I guess.
Oh, he probably bought the bribe so that he wouldn't get prayers to Nuffle. They didn't do it in the proper league. This is why we missed the first 2 turns. They didn't do it in the proper league. There's a league made for this, so that there wouldn't be prayers to Nuffle and stuff. So because the humans were the lower team, he probably bought a bribe and then didn't use the bribe. But what it does mean is because they're doing it this way, they haven't got the 8. Press to Nuffle for kickoffs. They've got the full 16, so there might be. So it's still not ideal, even though that is a good compromise to get around the press to Nuffle, just buying a bribe that you don't use.
Yeah, or we could just create the team in the league that Captain Oates has lovingly created for us. But there we are.
Yes.
It is what it is. I mean, Dave, again, not having the best of luck with dice there. That was a 1 in 9 failure straight into a stun on the other blitzer. Potential of this one getting kicked in the head, I'm guessing, if Dante can position enough pieces. I would say so.
Maybe the Witch Elf, right? If you can bang the Witch Elf out. What he might do is, he might be very greedy here and go for a blockless block so he can Mighty Blow tackle the Witch Elf. But he hasn't got a player here. He needs a player here, so...
Yeah.
It's a little bit dodgy. He probably shouldn't be greedy, and he isn't. But he hasn't followed. Oh no, he can come around, can't he? He needs to... Oh god, he needs to follow. Now that's in contact. But he needs to... And he hasn't got the 2D because he's pushed him there. Oh dear, flip me. Disaster. He's made a meal out of this. He's made a meal out of this!
Yeah, I think... often the case, even with good players, right? That unfortunately... Whoa, here we go. Can take the eye off of it when everything is going so well.
Well, that saved him because now he gets the guard gets to blitz 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then he's got a guard up here at least, and then he's got a full cage essentially, and he can foul the Witch Elf. Oh, he's just going to foul the Witch Elf. He doesn't care about having a cage. He's just going to foul the Witch Elf. Oh, I guess because he's got side by side, it's uphill. Whatever happens. Well, no, foul the Witch Elf. No, no, what are you doing? Foul the Witch Elf. Yeah, he has got double guard, so he can only uphill him, right? He's got the eye cage.
You got to take the uphill if you can get in there, though, right?
Or he could chain him out. He could chain him out, and he's gonna. Maybe can he try to chain him
out? I don't think. Right, backside, because the witch would be jumping up anyway. Not without some heavy dodges, right? I can't see it.
No, I can't see it. And he hasn't got the players either, has he? That's the problem. That's the problem. No, he hasn't got 11 players. If he had all the players, maybe he could have done something to chain out the ball, but it doesn't look easy.
And I think with a dead blodger already, right? There's a chance we haven't got much left to even mount a defence at the moment.
Tub skulls? Yeah, he's got no rerolls either. Alright, now you can foul the Witch Elf. Please, you have to now. Please.
I think we'd be amazed if we're not coming over here and smashing this.
Yeah,
thing, right?
Ball here. Guard cage corners. In fact, full like H cage, in fact. And then huge foul.
Go in there, and that works.
Well, it doesn't look so good for fouling, but it looks good enough for protecting the ball. It's not good enough for protecting the ball because at the moment the Witch Elf can jump up on the corner. So.
Yeah. I don't understand which piece is fouling now as well.
No.
Oh, maybe the lineman that's just been freed up, right?
Yeah. He's going to make a blockless block because surely you're not running around to foul. You're not running around to blitz. I guess you could run around to blitz. I guess you could. You could run around and you could blitz this guy, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you could run all the way around and blitz this guy. He's just making a safe cage.
Yeah, safety first here for Dante, I think. I mean, again, with the amount of removal already and only one witch, probably. Oh my goodness gracious.
Oh dear.
So when I said this is going to be a game, yes? It's a game, all right. It's the game, all right.
Yeah, we've apparently missed the whole game by missing the first 2 turns or whatever happened in it. But the people watching the VOD will be able to watch it in order. I'll edit them together, and it'll be funny because they'll be watching it. They'll have seen the first couple of turns and watching us who haven't and no idea what's happening. Yeah, I think you should just bang with the Ogre here, right? Like, yes, it frees these up, but he's a 1 in 36 to dodge off anyway, so he's basically free already. So you're only one-on-one trading, so you might as well just bang him and get a mighty blow hit, maybe kill him. Gotta get lucky. I mean, you don't need to get lucky because you've got 2 Kaz and you've got the ball and you've just definitely won. But
yeah, I think. I mean, 9 L's can get still something done right, but we've lost a blodger anyway. There's no guarantee on that leader coming back, so that's another reroll gone, and our ability to try and stretch play out.
Yep.
Goodness gracious.
But yeah, PC isn't going to give up, is he? And he does a winner here.
Oh, absolutely not. No, you don't. You don't get the PC's bit with giving up, do we?
Ooh, handy skulls. But if he hadn't skull there and got cast, he would have had a 4+ dodging for a 2D on the ball. Like that was really bad, leaving the Witch Elf just there, ready to block the cage corner. But it worked out brilliantly for him. You got a Kaz out of it. That's Blood Bowl.
Yep.
Also, I would be trying to get the tackler onto the blodgers, right? Like, even though I'm already got 3, even though I've already done 3 Kaz, and even though I've already got the ball on his drive, pretty close to his end zone, and I would still be trying to get the mighty blow hit, the mighty blow tackle hits on his blodger. To be fair.
Yeah, I think absolutely right. I mean, again, in this rule set where teams are so light, 3 Kaz is pretty much curtain for any player, regardless of their ability. But we've all played games of Blood Bowl, right, where something bizarre happens. I particularly seem to be walking into timeouts after 8-turn drives at the moment, particularly against like rats and elves, and it's like, oh goodness gracious, yeah, one turn out of nowhere, but yeah, Dave's going to struggle, I think, to one turn here with 7 players, right?
Yes, I'd give him a magnum if he did. Because he's not going to. Not only is he going to struggle, he's not going to. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, I think so.
Gotta hit you with the ogre. Good, he finally does. Gets a push. Like he was always going to. Once he pushed it up here, his plan was to block and then keep the 2 based again.
Keep him based. Yeah.
Oh, but then moved him back there. I guess he's got guard to protect him. So.
Can we come in again here? Probably not, right?
It's costing you a player every time you try.
It really is. I mean, maybe try and chip this sidestep catcher, I guess, instead. But
it's rough. There's not a lot you can do here as PC. Jesus, what a massacre!
The ball is not a catcher, right?
Yes.
So
you can get a 1D.
We're 5+ in for 1D, right? It's not. I don't know. I'm not sure how crazy I am about the Wenger buff.
No,
I think just the tighter cage is the guard on the corners.
Yeah, he could have H caged.
Yeah.
I mean, even more than H caged, he could have He could have just mega bunkered. In fact, he could have just absolutely mega bunkered this. Meat cubed it. Is probably the best.
Meat cube, Captain Oates' favourite. The meat cube.
Yeah.
I will. I'm sure I've told you before, Jim, but Captain Oates, who was on my team out in Athens for the Year Open, was drinking with the London guys who we drew to play the morning after, and decided to impart to my round 1 opponent that the only way that he could definitely protect the ball against frogs was to meat cube the entire way down the field. And lo and behold, after taking out a couple of players on my drive, he proceeded to do so for the draw. Amazing. So it'll be a while before I forgive the captain for that one.
Right, so this guy moves here, and then this guy moves here, and then you can only hit from here with 2 guards or here with 2 guards, and they're both like a 6+ in. So don't make this extra hit. Do not make that hit, right? Just make it 100% safe. It's turn 7. Make it 100% safe.
Here comes the other guard, I guess.
But you can get a 1, right? You can get a 2
still
plus
got 1D.
2 plus 5 plus 1D. Or do it with this guy, this one could run down, then he could do a 6 plus 1D in that way. But I mean, it's still not going to work. But still, I think it's just incorrect. I think it's he got the extra hit, right, which could have been a Kaz. But I just think it was incorrect because I think one more play makes this so much safer.
Yeah, I think you're right, because it's turn 7. The last thing you want is to be given 5 up.
Yeah.
I think
in fact, even just this guy being there, right, just this one guarder being up there means that this is the easiest way for PC to get in because that's where his dodge players are. So he can't get in that way. And then you've still got 2 guards on each square. So yeah, just this guard up there was enough. So he could have made that block still, as long as he had that guard up there. That was the play.
PC maybe coming in with the wrestle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you can get in there with it. Only from the top side.
Yeah, you can get in for a 1D.
It appears so. There we go.
Didn't die. I mean, that's a success for PC, honestly, at this point.
It really is, Jim. Yeah, every time he tries to come in, I'm expecting Kaz.
That's unparalleled success for PC at this point. He's got a 3D. Oh my god, this is... Oh no, he hasn't got a 3D. He's just realised, I think. He can 3D with this guy. 3, 4. This guy can 3D, and then that'll give him the 3D here. Oh, there's no excuse for this. I'm very critical of this. But the thing is, I always do them myself. I always get the 3Ds myself, always. I think it's such a simple optimization, right? On these kind of turns, look for the 3Ds. He had strength 5 already. He's got 2 more players. He can make that a 3 dice, and then make this one a 3 dice as well. And you know, like, it didn't cost him the 3D here by making the first 3D. So he should have absolutely. These two could have been in here, assisting.
Yeah, I don't like the 2D, even with the rerolls though. Those of us who play enough have seen plenty of quad skulls, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And that's really the only way that that PC stays in this game. Did he get one of the knockouts back? One of the knockouts back, by the looks of it.
Yeah, but no, he didn't. There was only one, and he did not get the leader. So he's down his leader,
Okay.
and he's got 7 players. But you know, things can still happen. They really can. You've still got to keep your head screwed on and, you know, play 100% safely. Protect against the blitz first and foremost now. You know, there are situations where you shouldn't protect against the blitz as much, but this is one of the times where you absolutely should. Like, this is like full blitz defense now. This is the only way you can possibly, you know, lose this is for you to make mega errors, right, in either safe moves or, like, you know, ball protection and stuff. Because you've got 7 players, so you just got to keep your foot on his neck, and that is by, you know, anti-blitz setup. Exactly, Teox. Yeah, I mean, we don't know what happened the first. We don't know what happened the first turn, right? Like, we're gonna have to watch these back. It's really awkward that they played not in the right league. Oh dear.
I mean, we've got to have players both. I'd say even one wider here, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't care about my blocks on the LOS. I would only care about the anti-blitz. That's all I'm caring about now.
Yeah, I'd like to see both these linemen one wider.
They're not in danger of getting surfed, that's for sure.
No.
I'd bring these guys in and then still have 2 in the wide zones, right? You're going to bring them in and then put another one out. So yeah, these guys are basically doing nothing. So yeah, not a good setup from Breakmonker. It's fair to say.
Yep. So let's see if Nuffle can reward him. Come on, PC. Where's the 10? Let's find a 10. 10 him.
10 me. No. Brilliant coaching. And
The Ogre just caught the ball.
oh my god, he has, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's something.
Yeah.
Bonehead Ogre.
Yeah, well, I mean, the problem is for PC is that he doesn't have to score, does he? Now he's just got to get the ball off an Ogre. It's actually the worst. It's the worst thing that could have happened for PC. He can put guard on. He can put guard all around him, and he's got to run in for a 3D uphill.
For a 3D. Oh, what a stupid game.
Meat cube the Ogre.
Yeah, what can't Dante just sit there in the middle of the pit for 8 turns?
Yeah, there's no reason not to, right? Like, just don't blow it. Is all you've got to do.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. And PC's got to just try and chip one of the linemen, right, that he can hit. Blitz a lino, hope he cazzes it.
Yeah, I think so.
Does the same the next turn. Does that 4 times. Now it's 7 versus 7, and he's got half a chance. Like, it's still possible. It's really not over. As much as it's Elyod's cry, it really isn't over yet. But obviously, it's desperate and horrible and terrible for PC.
Oh, there we go.
I mean, the good thing about the Ogre is that it hasn't got blocks, so. And, you know, he's not going to risk transferring the ball, I don't think. I think it would be suicidal to try.
No,
even human catcher, it's still 1 in 9. It just, you can lose. So I think the Ogre's definitely keeping the ball for the rest of the half as long as he can. Trying to get them up and out, fair enough.
Yeah, so at least we've rescued the remainder of our team here.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, problem is he just doesn't need to do anything. You can just bang him.
Yeah, bang blodgers. Reset the cage.
Yeah, just park in the middle and defend. Yeah.
Yeah.
No reason to do anything, but in fact, he doesn't even make the pretense of doing something else. Just ends turn instantly, like a 10-second turn.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a certain value in using a bit of clock there and pretending you were thinking that, like the if you're playing poker and stuff, and just think about it for a minute before you do what you're doing instead of just doing it instantly. There was genuinely, like, especially on tabletop as well, and that there is an element of like poker face, right, in Blood Bowl, and you probably should have done.
Yeah, I think some of the funnest on tabletop, particularly when you play one of these vampire or for me frogs, obviously takeaway teams, is to have a good long look at the board for 2 minutes, go back and go, it's just like your opponent.
Yeah.
It's sometimes it's the implied threat, right, as much as anything else. But yeah, there's no implied threat here from Dante. He's just going to beat him off each turn.
Yeah.
And sit here with his ogre. Dave's moved this blodger into the backfield, so unless we get guard on, well, I suppose it's 2D uphill regardless. Right?
Yeah, you'd have to have 3 guards on the cage to make it a guaranteed 3D uphill, which he probably could do, right? He's not in desperate need of them. But yeah, there you go. Thank you very much, Andy Dale, for the raid. Glorious. Welcome to this. The Team England Virtual Grand Tour. We've got Breakmonker representing Tactics and Theatrics, who are 2 wins behind England right now. I can tell you that they've won 2, drawn 2, lost 4, which is pretty good, isn't it? Really, considering the previous rounds. Both, and also Squad England are also like trailing by two games. So, but both reasonably close with a few games left.
Absolutely, and I think while it wasn't on the schedule, I think Mess Boars Maria is currently playing the nasty winner Gegster as well, albeit that's not the most favourable matchup for TNT, so could definitely do with this one here, I think, which is looking likely, bar Dave creating some miracles, which
yeah, the Ogre caught the kick-off. The Ogre caught the kick-off. And PC just got his whole team killed in the first half and lost the ball instantly. Gonna watch the replay of the first couple of turns because missed it. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the first couple of turns.
It definitely will. We switched on right with turn 2 with Dante camped in Dave's half already here. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how we got there. Definitely. No, we're not coming. Okay.
Nice. Interesting.
Wrestle? No.
He's already blitzed, so he's just going for max contact. Hope for the best.
Yeah. Well, double skulls are a thing, right? So.
No. Oh god. Well, we don't know, Teox. He might have not defended against a blitz, or he might have done a really bad turn ordering thing. We don't know that he's totally blameless in this. He could be completely blameless, and he could have just rolled badly. But we're gonna have to wait for the action replay and see what happens. But yeah, I mean, what we've seen, he's rolled badly for sure. Like it's definitely been a dicing what we've seen. But he's don't know how he got in such a horrendous position in the first place. But like the witch elf just cazzing itself and stuff has all been horrible, hasn't it? And he's only got 1 wrestle witch elf. It's the Euroball rule, so dark elves don't really get a lot of stuff at all. It's the pound. Also, this mighty blow attacker has like powered every single blitz. It feels like it's been pretty one-sided dice.
He's been doing work, that's for sure.
Ooh, exciting. Meph Spores maybe going to win versus Gegster? Flip me.
Second hit. It is 1-1 from what I can see at the moment. Yeah. Maria, who was out at Tillian this weekend, is no slouch. Been improving every game, it feels like. So, but yeah, that'd be a hell of a result for TNT, to be honest. My old not atrocious in this rule set, but we didn't see an awful lot of those this weekend out in Italy. Albeit Maria did play them out there, so she's fresh off 6 games in a couple of days with them. So, right, where's Dave going?
For a tabletop player, that's like about 60 games for an online player, isn't it?
It is indeed. It is indeed.
Right, here we go. Just gets to beat everyone off now.
Yep.
Lots of beating off. I'd honestly, you've got to put in the fouls. Well, you don't have to now. Now you can just lose outright because he's got the reserves. That's why he should have been fouling in the first half. He's got the reserves. He really should have been fouling the first half. Whereas now you can throw it away by fouling, right? So now I wouldn't be fouling, but I would have got my fouling in the first half.
Yeah, I think once that witch elf was on the floor, right, I'm going to end up casting itself. But yeah, that one for me would be getting the ground blitz.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to. Yeah, that reinforces.
1,000,000% should have been blitz. Fouling that blitz. I just said blitz because you said the ground blitz. PC's got to roll a bunch of 6s right now. I know he can't put that in the best place, but oh well, he's got to put this back to here now.
The move, yeah.
Or has he got another square? Oh wow! Well, that's completely unnecessary. 4+8. That's outrageous. I'm sorry, Breakmonker, but that is outrageous. That's just literally a 4+ into uphill the ball.
I can only assume that Dante's done this for the pure drama, which is great. So let's see if we can roll a. I say it's not terrible dice, right?
No, it's
not
a 2-4.
terrible dice.
2-4 and then an uphill.
Yeah.
That's
an
wild.
uphill with block against a blockless piece.
Yeah.
We might have a game yet here. Here we go. Right. I'd like to keep a recovery piece here.
Yeah, I wouldn't move that first. You've got this to work at this point, right? Like this is your one chance. It just has to work. So you plan for success. Failed.
Ugh.
Gone.
Can't even get the 75%. Not those evening, it appears, but he has got a blitzer now next to the ball, so this is going to need kicking in the head.
Yes, either an ogre move, or 2 guards next to the ogre, or a foul, or, all of the above. The ogre has failed.
Oh, he's got a move. Here we go, on a bonehead. Lovely.
Amazing. So now it's 3 guards next to him, and it's not easy because you've got a guard out of the way and then 1 guard's in, but this guard is out of the way as well, so it's actually really hard to get the guards around him. You can get 2 guards around him. You don't need 2 guards around him anyway because he's there. Yeah, you don't need 2. You don't need 2. You just need to free this guy can just blitz himself back, so you've got 2 guards on him. Or this one. Yeah, so now you've got 3D uphill there, yeah, so they've covered that.
Yep.
This guy can do all the top corner.
We are going to see dice on the ball this turn.
Yes, yeah, well, maybe not. You can still foul. Now you can foul as well, right? You can just literally do all 3, try to move the ogre, then make it a triple red, and then foul as well.
That's a foul with a catch, by the looks of it. No, he fell with the line.
Sent off, though. Sent off. Yeah. PC's outbashed him this half, I think. Oh no, he made a KO. He made a KO. So don't use your bribe.
Yeah, come on. that would be adding insult to injury, wouldn't it? Right, 3D uphill. Let's go, Dave. Let's go.
Easy as to. Oh no, he's stunned.
He's stunned.
So this one can get in. This one can get in for a 2D uphill, but it's a 6+ dodging. But might as well.
I think so, with two turns left after this, right?
Yep. Yeah, this is fine.
Let's keep the other pieces. There we go. Right, in you come. Yeah, he's in. Come on, re-roll that. Let's have it.
Got him.
Got him. Right, there we go.
No, Azurius, they didn't play in the league that was made for them to play. Oh, he should have taken the bolt down, right? That could give PC a better scatter, I think. Maybe not, actually, but because now he had to follow. Oh, well, it has given him a better scatter.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Bloodbowl, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I guess this was right to take the power, right? Because when you think about it, he's got like quite a lot all around him here, right? He's in the middle of like a 4x5 square there, whereas if he's down there, he's not. So this actually was he did pick the correct one, and then PC fails the dodge, is out of rerolls because he's got no blodgers, and now he's got a guy ready to get, and then he can pick it up on the thrower as well, right? He's got sure hands to pick it up, so everything should be okay here.
A little bit of excitement there at the death, but yeah. That's
flip me. Stamp the Ogre up here, so you got 3D. Nope. It's not like in a bad spot, the Ogre, right? I would have been up for that. This follow means that it's tricky to get him around. 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's gonna stand here next to this guy.
Yeah, I think so.
Don't like that. I guess he can have 4 guards on him. So it's a triple renegade. This is amazing. Oh, makes the pickup. And then he fouls him with a catcher. Dead!
Oh my goodness. Good lord.
He didn't even punch this guy, he just dodged. Amazing. Amazing. Flip me. Dear oh dear. Well, what a game. It's about time we've seen a dicing though, honestly, like, especially against Team England, like, you know, out of these games, a lot of them have been not really dicing, you know, just like Team England winning because they were better, most of them. Most of the games in this round that we saw on Blood Bowl 3. One of them, of course, was won by the best player in the world for representing Squad England. Absolute god of Blood Bowl, you know, so that was great to see. But it wasn't a dicing, right? And there haven't really been any dicings, but this one definitely qualifies.
Yeah, I think regardless of how skew with the first couple of turns were, right, PC has had absolutely 0 dice until that double uphill, and even that was fairly good odds, right? So I think, yeah, just one of those games, and look, I'm sure Dave has unfortunately seen worse dice than these sometimes, but maybe not hugely. Maybe not hugely.
No. Well, I'm sorry, PC. We're gonna have to leave you for a few minutes just because we haven't seen the first couple of turns. So we're gonna watch the replay of that after this.
Okay.
If you can, if you
Phil's
can.
wrong. I had worse dice Saturday just gone.
Of course, mate. Of course.
The NAFC was pretty brutal day 1. Day 2
right.
went better, but you know, that's because I was playing people down in the 120s. So.
Right. Yeah.
But
It
yes.
happens. This is what you're saying, Dave. As far as obviously, if you played enough, right, you just get one of these games where every even failed dodge seems to be a removal for turn after turn. There was.
Yeah, I don't think I got a lot going my way this game, but I took a key decision, which you'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. So at this point, I thought, should we just go and do something else this evening? And I thought, no, everyone's watching. I should give it a go.
The funny thing is,
a lot of goes, none of which worked.
Yeah, lying down would have been better. Unfortunately, everything you did failed and led to like more and more death.
Yeah, but you know, I'd rather be hung for trying to, you know, do something than not. So
it's interesting.
I regret
if you
nothing
down.
except not re-rolling the pickup. And yeah, it was probably I was just not particularly focused, and I didn't see that I hadn't dodged off the Ogre or moved the other blitzer across, either of which would have really tightened that position up. So there we are. It happens. And from then on, just nothing worked.
Yes, yeah.
Although he also built some nice shapes, but not always. And even when he didn't, I just couldn't take advantage. So.
Yep. Well, there you go.
There's your post-match interview. I did everything wrong. No, I did one key thing wrong. And from then on, I thought I didn't do much wrong, but I did what I could, and none of it worked.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. And have you got anything to add, GSP?
No, just that. I mean, obviously, these happen, right? Again, we play enough Blood Bowl, and unfortunately, particularly against half, better than half decent, obviously with Dante. Sorry, we're against decent coaches. One mistake, whether it's a not taking a reroll, or not seeing the board, which often can happen. I think on the online forum more than the tabletop, right? When you've got slightly more time to have a look at. So
no excuses. I just completely fucked up.
Fair enough.
It wasn't it wasn't the client. It was just me. I should have re-rolled that pickup. I had the 4 re-rolls. I should have used the one I'd won on the kickoff to just re-roll it. Although that's still a 1 in 6 that it wouldn't have worked. And really, I should have moved the blitzer on the far right across, not the dodge off. I think that would have been, because the move was just completely free and no risk at all, and then done the pickup.
Yeah.
And I didn't mind him coming around the right-hand edge. Coming down the middle was what I hadn't thought of when I failed the reroll, and I should have done, obviously.
Yeah.
I like to think, Dave, you were just making the rounds still interesting, you see, and therefore keeping the remainder of the games interesting.
Well, when the ball went down, not thinking he was coming through the middle, but thinking he was coming around the right, I did think, well, this will make it interesting. And as I said, I think he'll overcommit to it and give me some space, which is nice. And also, if it pulled the tackler down there, and then I could get away from it up the field, that would have been lovely.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that is not how it worked out. I'd missed that he would come down the middle because I just forgot. And then, he got the ball, and I snaked the attempt to even hit it, let alone see if we could take it off him. And from there on, it was doomed.
Yeah.
The snake was insult to injury, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't the only one, was it? I think I snaked 3 or 4 times in that.
Yeah, but it was over after that one, wasn't it? That was the problem. It was over after that particular snake.
Not really, because he kept it on a catcher for the entire of the first half. So even getting in under a tackle zone wasn't that terrible.
True.
And the witch
were a
one
couple
die
of
into a
times you had
2+
1D.
to give me a 4+ for a 2 die.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
there were definitely a couple of times you had a shot on the.
And then she gets the push on the first one to move the guard out the way, and the second one it's 70% to push it, and with the wrestle it's even higher, isn't it?
Yeah, and then died.
And it died. So yeah, I'd still think that witch was the right option, and then it was just a 4+ for 2 die and a few elves around to collect it.
Yeah. Oh, it was a big mistake by him. We called it you can't leave the witch there on the jump up. You've got to foul it or get away from the witch. Didn't either.
Yeah.
And then it turned out to be a great play by him in the end.
Yeah, it turned out it was
killed your
perfect.
witch elf.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, there we are. That happens. That's Blood Bowl, but it is happening a lot to me at the moment. The NAFC went pretty terrible this year. I mean, I ended up 2-3-1, but I went 0-2-1 on the first day. I didn't get a particularly lucky draw. I was against a guy called Spleggy first, who's got 15 wins over 20 years or whatever in tournaments, and then Driesfield, who's apparently the best Belgian player, second. So 2 bad draws in the first games, and both draws. But really, my drives was untroubled, and theirs was all over the place, but they got it done. And then the third game, I was 1-1 up, and I needed to make a single rush, and then 4 elves could have come through that route afterwards and secured it all up. And it would have been 2-1, but that single rush snaked. So yeah, I'm just at the moment. All the things I've said about me being massively overrated and it's bound to come back and haunt me at some point is seeming to come true.
I also think you'd rather the bad luck occur now, Dave, right, than later on this year as well, buddies. So plenty more to go, and just got to continue playing through. But Also,
I mean, I will continue to do that, Chris, but I'm
course,
pretty
mate.
close to thinking I just don't want to go to Budapest anyway. I fucking hate this rule set. It's miserable, and the teams it builds are miserable.
We've just.
I'm still not convinced
again.
by Dark Elves. I know Dan is, and I know I'm playing them sort of all right. I mean, in Super League they've gone okay, and this they've gone all right, but I'm not convinced by them. And I just think we can probably put a better 8 on the field than me and Dark Elves right now. So I'm not convinced I should be going. So we'll see.
I appreciate that, but that's on the basis of, by the sound of it, a very tricky weekend and this evening. So head up, big fella. Come on.
No, the weekend was fun, to be honest. I mean, in those first 3 games, there's not much I would have done differently. Like I said, the first 2, my drive was completely untroubled. I mean, not completely untroubled, but you know what I mean. Nothing beyond a 2+ here and there. Nothing that would worry you or you think, oh my God, how have I got hit? And then their drives, things like a Saurus catch on a 6 when there were 4 elves ready to hoover it up and things like that. Stuff you just can't do anything about. And then the third game, that rush had to be done. Maybe it didn't. It was turn, I think 5. I could have pulled back, but it was a horrible position to pull back into. Yeah. Whereas it was only 1 rush, and as I said, there was a solid cage, stalled up on the line. All the golems and zombies were on the midfield, and it was only his 2 ghouls and the wolf, really, that were the problems, and 1 wraith. But unfortunately, the ball, after the rush failed, didn't go, of course, anywhere near an elf. It went into the easiest space for him to just hoover it up and run away. And that's Blood Bowl. That happens sometimes. So I wouldn't change anything on that first day. It all didn't work. And the second day, of course, it's not worth talking about because I started off on table 120-something against a guy who was very, very nice.
Oh, that's good.
But after, he potatoed with a wood elf and 1 catcher in turn 3. I took my ball away and stalled the half out, and by half time had the ball in hand 1-0 up and started basically helping him out because some of the things he was doing were.
Well, let's move on from that, PC.
Nice.
And Breakmonker is here. He says the overcommit in the centre, even though PC gets the ball back, I think it's getting pushed in early. Yeah, I PC was very confident in getting this back. I was unconfident about getting back. I thought it was fine what you did there. I thought the Ogre was a bit greedy, but fine. And then light improve your cage position for the drive. Yes, you can watch the cast Breakmonker there. But talk about like where you should get 3 guards in and stuff and make it do the fouls with 2 reserves. Right, you should have been fouling the Witch Elf, for example, at least, and other things, bits and bobs optimizations for sure. But anyway, we should wrap up the YouTube now. So Thank you very much for joining me. It's not George St. Pierre. The joke is it's Greenskin Phil, but GSP is short for Greenskin Phil, so it just works perfectly, doesn't it? So there you go. Thank you very much, GSP and PC.
Appreciated, Jim. Fantastic.
I'd say a pleasure, but I'd be lying.
It's always a pleasure, David.
No, I don't mind. I mean, I'm pretty zen about these things. It doesn't mean I'm not upset that all happened and I played badly, but yeah, I'm pretty zen about it. But I do need to talk to Wolfie because, like I said, I'm just really unhappy with everything at the moment. I'm not even sure I really want to go to Hungary. So every time I play this rule set, it just makes me fucking miserable.
I mean, you are using Dark Elves, which I did say from the very beginning. I think my analysis was depressing. Or something.
No, I love playing Dark Elves, and I think they're viable in this rule set. I mean, only because when I look at all the other teams, they look bloody miserable too.
Yes, yeah, that's the thing. Like, Dark Elves have lost a lot of win rate, but so have other teams. So they're not that bad. There's basically 6 teams that are pretty okay, 6 or 7 teams that are okay, and then the rest of them are all much of a muchness. They're all pretty desperate. But anyway, I've got to end the YouTube. So thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and stay fantastic.